This is 80s Revisited. I'm your producer, Jesse Sedgley. And now, your host, Trey Harris.
Not the pinball machine. Those things are very expensive.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how much they were in the 80s. But like Elvira has a new pinball machine out. I always thought it'd be cool to have a pinball. Like, you know, if you could have like one arcade, you know, of course, Mortal Kombat 2.
Sure.
But like, you know, in terms of just like, you walk into a house, oh shit, there's a pinball machine?
I want a pinball machine,
you
too.
know, it's like, oh wow, I wonder how much. Yeah, like 2,600, not 100, I think it was like 8,000 or 9,000.
Wow.
For the pinball machine, like, that's a car. Sorry, Elvira, I love you, but I can't afford your pinball machine. But I would love to have a pinball, like one of the classic pinball machines. For sure. Welcome back, everybody, to the final round of round one of our 180s movie character showdown, battle royale, deathmatch, Thunderdome, whatever you want to call it. It goes by many names. God, I'd love that in my house.
Yeah, we're looking at the Elvira.
The warm glow of those lights, headlights every night.
Yeah, there's a bid going on. $3K.
Shoot, I can afford that. And then nothing else.
And nothing else.
For a while.
Yep. Well, pick it up while the van's empty.
You know what? If I didn't have a little baby, could have bought that pinball machine.
Yeah, there you go.
And saved a whole bunch of money.
Regrets.
Could have had a couple of pinball machines.
I've had a few.
Just one. Just kidding, Violet. Let me do that, baby. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. I, of course, am your referee. Well, I'm one of your referees.
There we go.
Trey, the Hammer Harris, with me as always, helping verify these decisions. Jesse, the Wrench Sedgley.
Yes, I am. I'm in the booth.
Just you're
you threw the flag. I'm in the.
I'll
booth.
be the Larry Zabisco. You can be the Tony Schiavone.
There you go. He's still working.
Yep, you showed me that last week, I think, which, to my surprise.
Yep.
With AEW, as we mentioned at the end of the last episode. So, welcome back, everybody. Like I said, this is the last part, or the last third of the first round. So, after this match, we will have roughly 50. I don't know how does that work out? Nobody gets a bye, so we're gonna have 50 characters left. Yeah. So we will have the final 50, so to speak. And after that, we'll get down to 25 and down and down and down until we have the king, queen, or thing crowned as champion.
Yep.
So let's get right to it and keep this going so we can see who is in the top 50, who's going to make the cut, so to speak. First, now, I'm not going to go over the rules again. Just listen to the last two. Because if you're listening to this one, you shouldn't be listening to this one unless you listen to the last two. So you should know how we're doing this. So we're just going to kind of roll with it.
Yeah, these are going to be brief fights.
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe. Last time there were a few brief fights.
A couple.
But yeah.
There were some that were, there was a
doing
Tango and Cash versus the Blob. But
because of Thanksgiving stuff.
Yep.
So we'll see where it takes us. We'll see where it takes us.
But in this corner, from one of the worst movies ever made, and one of the lowest rated on this podcast, Alligator from the Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Oops, not that.
Not Moonlight. That movie's fantastic. I didn't realize Alligator was in that. Apparently there's some YouTube personality named Alligatty. There he is. There's that stupid son of a bitch.
That's Alligator?
Yeah.
Wow. Looks like something from Dinosaurs.
It looks like something from like the pre-production like molds of that before they got to the final. God,
it does move its eyes.
In different directions.
Eyebrows, barely.
But he's going to be fighting.
And it has Chucky hair, like not Chucky the doll, but Chucky from Rugrats.
It does. It's perfectly segmented. Hilarious observation and exceptionally 100% accurate on top of that. So, thank God. Alligator is going to be fighting John Rambo.
Whoa.
Not Rambo Part 2, because that was the crowned reigning champion from the first match.
Sure.
So this is Rambo from First Blood Part 1.
A bit of a runner, that one.
Yeah. Now, however, let's be honest. The Rambo from Rambo First Blood Part 2 is pretty much the same one from this one, because the only difference between First Blood Part 1 and Part 2 is him being in prison for like 5 years. So all he did was get more muscle mass. But he had the same skills as he had in Part. He didn't learn anything new in prison. He just went straight back to killing. killing Viet Cong because, as we know, Rambo is...
Because that's what people liked. After watching the first one, I was like, man, this sure is a lot of walking. What is this, Lord of the Rings?
Hey, you better bring this thing back over here. You want to help me? I don't know. Maybe we'll do something. And also, don't forget, First Blood is a Christmas movie because at the end of the movie, the town is decorated for Christmas.
Ah.
So technically, it's a Christmas movie. So without even getting into the randomness factor, it's going to have to be a pretty cold day in hell for John Rambo to lose this fight and not walk away with some gator skin boots and a hat. But nevertheless, let's see what what fate holds for our intrepid hero.
Yeah.
Plural, maybe?
Now, we are not using the ones from before, so the ocean's out. Alligator may have stood a chance in the ocean.
Might have had some mobility.
Yeah.
However, they're fighting in the docking bay of a Visitor mothership. Visitor, of course, from V, the television series.
So it's either space or not
your
space.
big docking window outside, you see the curve of the Earth. Visitor ships coming in and out. They're positioned.
This should help Rambo, I think, actually. I don't think it helps the Gator too much because it's Freddy gloves. Gator already has claws. So now John Rambo has claws.
So now they're even. All it did was make it more even for Rambo. But also, now, in the movie, John Rambo is obviously not Sylvester Stallone's reality height.
Sure.
I would say in the film he's got to be at least 5'11", 6 foot, somewhere around there. I'm not sure. Maybe that's a fact somewhere we can find real quick. I doubt it. I'm not sure. But nevertheless, Alligator is the size of Willow from Willow. So let's say he's 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
So already you're talking about a 3 foot tall. Now he is an alligator person, so he has jaws. And alligators, crocodiles, I believe, have the strongest bite in the animal kingdom. But we're talking an alligator, not a crocodile.
Yeah.
Also, it's a 3 foot tall humanoid crocodile with a Freddy glove, which is terrifying. Oh shit! I would be worried going up against that.
Right.
Even if I had a Freddy glove.
This is a different Rambo, though.
But
this is definitely a different Rambo.
But this is still PTSD. Well, we know when he has to fight for his life, he kills 1, 2, 3, 4 cops.
Yeah.
And nearly kills a 5th one. So he kills Alligator.
Yeah, he does.
He's going to get scratched up. But he's going to walk out with a poncho of alligator skin poncho and the hat. That gator head hat.
He'll probably feel bad about it. He'll be doing this, crying.
Why are you coming after me? I'm going back. Why are you doing this to me?
Because this is not part 2.
Right. Well, because this movie actually says something.
Yeah.
Part 2 is about, we didn't win Vietnam? Let's make a movie about us getting revenge on Vietnam and the Russians in one movie.
Right.
So, John Rambo.
I mean, that was an action movie, big time.
Yeah. It went straight up from action drama. This is honestly, the First Blood is mainly drama. And the book, which we talked about on the episode, which I've never read, but I did read the ending, way different from the movie. And way gorier than anything in the movie as well. So, because of course First Blood is based on a book, in case you didn't know that. But we did cover it on the podcast since he's in the countdown, so give it a read, give it a listen. See what we said about it then. But nevertheless, First Blood, great movie. And just as John Rambo walks out of the police station, he's walking out of this arena. Yeah. With some armor.
Leather armor.
I'm going to put with skinned.
Well, he doesn't have a knife, though. Oh, he has the Freddy gloves, I guess. This
is way easier than one knife. And okay, next fight, we have one of my favorite characters from, top 20 movie characters, I'd say I would put him in there. Mm-hmm. But one of my top 5 or 3 actors, probably. If you're guessing, have fun. But Wadsworth from Clue, played by the never disappointing and always entertaining Timothy Curry. Oh, fuck.
Well, he's not going to last?
No. This is we got some more one-sided fights. Now, his character, I would rather watch Clue than the movie from the next character, because I think Clue's a better movie. It's just such an entertaining movie. I love it to death.
In some timelines, though, he's a killer.
That's true. Well, he's the master. Everybody killed somebody, but he only killed
mastermind.
Because he's only the one that. Who did he kill in that ending? Did he kill anybody? He killed Mr. No,
maybe one person.
I'm trying to remember the ending now, because in the end it's Michael. Oh, what's his name from? Better Call Saul. Michael McKean. where he's like, if you want to know who killed Mr. Body, it was me. In the hallway with the revolver. I can't remember. He might not have killed anybody. I think he did. I'm trying.
Oh, this is Clue, but only when Tim Curry's on screen.
Which is still, what's the running time of it?
8.5 minutes.
No way. Oh, wait. Only when it's just Tim Curry by himself. Okay,
exactly.
Yeah.
They're going to cut into the middle of his speech when it cuts away to somebody else reacting or something.
Gotcha. Okay, I was about to say, because there's no way.
Yeah.
Because and most of that is probably the end of the movie where he's reenacting the entire movie in like 5 minutes.
Right.
But unfortunately, Wadsworth from Clue, the butler, who buttles, is fighting John Matrix from Commando.
Oh, well, that's the person that may win it all, depending on the weapons.
Quite possibly. Now, unfortunately, lead pipes and candlesticks have already been used.
Right.
So he has no advantage. So Wadsworth has no advantage.
Because of its guns, any gun.
Well, John Matrix always uses car doors. He's a MacGyver of murder.
Right.
Copyright Age revisited that phrase. Saw blades in the deleted scene where he throws saw blades and decapitates people.
Yeah.
I mean, he shot one time and killed 2 people in that shot right there. The thing I love about Commando too is like he has a machine gun, he ducks down, comes back up with an Uzi, goes behind a bush, has a pistol, comes back, he's got an M16. Commando, great movie, very entertaining, but Clue is much better filmmaking and acting. Mm-hmm. So that's why my statement earlier.
Yeah.
Of course, I know a lot of people love Commando. I love it too. But if somebody said, which one do you want to watch right now? I'm going to watch Clue.
Yeah.
Because I'll be entertained the entire time. I'm entertained the entire time by Commando, but for a different reason.
All right.
But nevertheless, John Matrix is fighting Wadsworth in hell.
Okay.
The Hellraiser version. So very, very, a lot of concrete.
Very cold.
Blue lights.
And the weapon? Syringes with animator fluid in them.
Let off some steam, Wadsworth. I mean, there's nothing that Wadsworth...
Put it in Wadsworth and keep pushing until the needle came out the other side.
The other side. Or he just
and
throws
then squeeze it and all the juice just
shoots out the back. Does nothing. Doesn't even reanimate him. Because he stabbed him through him.
Poor Wadsworth.
God damn it. Tim Curry and Jim Varney are already out.
He didn't stand a chance.
Not at all. There it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Damn. Master MacGyver of murder.
Yep.
Whack! It's so good. This is definitely the movie that I'm not Commando. Hot Shots Part 2 parodies at the end.
Oh, absolutely.
Where he's killing everybody with everything, and then more death, or bloodier than RoboCop, bloodier than Terminator, bloodiest movie ever. Oh, phone booths also. He uses phone booths as a weapon. Again, MacGyver of murder. Next fight. I was going to say battle, but I stumbled over my words, so I said befight.
Befight.
Samantha, Molly Ringwald from 16 Candles.
Okay.
Representing all the ladies.
Sure.
Going up against, representing all the nerds, Dr. Herbert West from Reanimator, who's...
So this is another 16 Candles character?
No, Ducky was from Pretty in Pink.
Oh.
Another Molly Ringwald. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But nevertheless, Molly Ringwald makes an appearance in the countdown, going against Dr. Herbert West, whose brilliant fluid we just saw put to no use at all by John Matrix.
What a waste!
What are you doing, you fool? So, this is definitely one that, offhand, I'd say Dr. Herbert West would win just because he's psychotic and crazy and an evil genius versus a high school girl who's literally turning 16. But nevertheless, they are fighting in Kumite. So they are fighting in the arena from Bloodsport. Flat mat, one side elevated. People cheering on the sides. Basically, the courtyard level from Mortal Kombat 1.
Sure.
Except it has one raised slight side for some bizarre reason. I never understood why.
Neither really have fighting skill, but the weapon could change things.
Yep.
He's willing to do some stuff, though.
He'll do whatever it takes.
Right.
She's a 16-year-old girl who just wants to date... Autumn would tell me his name in a split second, but the dude who's not Anthony Michael Hall.
Which one is stronger?
A 16-year-old girl or a college student male? Now, if it was China at 16, I'd say China. But it's Molly Ringwald.
It is Molly
She's
Ringwald.
this big.
Yeah.
No offense to any ladies, but Molly Ringwald is not a wrestler. Put it to you that way.
20-pound pickaxes.
She can probably not pick that up very well.
Not with any skills to use afterwards.
Yeah, Herbert West. He would not be able to wield it with veracity either.
Right.
But he would be able to get it up. I mean, he's having to move dead bodies around. Dead bodies weigh something. I mean, he's life. He's not muscular. But again, no offense to any ladies out there, so please don't take this as sexist. But Molly Ringwald in the 80s would be the comedic trope you see in movies where, in 80s movies especially, because that was a different time, where a lady lifts something that's too heavy for her and comedically falls backwards and, everybody
80s Revisited at gmail.com.
No, that's just at the 80s, period, because that is a trope from then.
If you want to
that's why
chime in on this, because they're both weak versions of themselves, I think. It's just like...
testosterone's a hell of a drug. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, again, no offense to any of the ladies. No,
it took 2 cops to remove him.
Yeah, I mean, he's fighting dead bodies and all sorts of stuff, so I'm going to say...
Yeah.
Now, Ellen Ripley was in the last countdown, and she made some headway. But, believe me, a lot of people can't even lift a 20-pound pickaxe,
Yeah.
Most people, after a couple of swings, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. That's not easy. Imagine, go to curl a dumbbell, a 20-pound dumbbell.
Yeah.
I
was thinking about this, actually. Like, when the fights are this close, I was thinking we should have a dice.
But, again...
who lands the first hit?
Now, for the next one, that would be we just roll it like D&D and let complete chance, maybe weigh in some fact. Oh, we have to give them HP. We have to
not even just that, just whenever the decision's so close. Because these are both weak people. It's whoever lands the first hit.
Yeah, but I don't think she'd be able to even swing it.
Yeah.
He would have to miss her and fall on her axe. That's,
It's not even an axe. It's pickaxe, so it's like the chance of that pointy end being stuck up is
so I'm going to go Herbert West.
Yeah, me too.
Moving on down, not up, because we're going down the list. Brian Marsh.
Oh, yeah. Look how strong Herbert West is.
Holy shit. Did you see what he did to that pencil?
He just busted that pencil.
That poor pencil.
With no effort. So, there you go. That's his strength.
Oh, he put out another. Oh, no, don't do it. Don't do it, Herbert. Oh, my God, again.
So, he's super strong, apparently. So
2 pencils
in
less than a minute?
These are the things that trees are made of.
He just broke wood.
Right.
Pickaxes are half wood.
That's true. And he's doing it again and again, not breaking a sweat. So, if you need more
Advantage
evidence than that,
West.
Yeah, definitely. There we go.
But now we have Brian Marsh from John Carpenter's underrated and underappreciated outside of horror movie circle classic, Prince of Darkness, also starring the always delightful and always pleasant Donald Pleasance. Brian Marsh is his name. No relation to Stan or Randy. He is going up against Malachi, another child. No, wait, hold on. Malachi was the redhead from Children of the Corn. Wait, please look that up so I'm mentioning the right
Malachi?
person. Yeah, was that the little kid or the redhead?
It's like the main kid.
Okay, so that's the little kid.
Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Melissa really likes that movie. And she's not a big fan of horror movies. So I don't know. She doesn't watch any of the other ones.
As a kid, it's great. But when we revisit it on the podcast. So is it the redheaded kid or is it the little one?
Well, quick way to figure that out. Since we can't.
I'm pretty sure it is the little kid, but then I'm thinking about it.
I think it is.
Was it? Because the redhead would have been a better choice for this than the kid who just talks. Malachi. Oh, no, it is the redheaded kid.
It's the redheaded kid.
So, it's the Budnick. The ginger. The blood of the Venger flows through his veins. So, anyway, we have Malachi from Children of the Corn versus Brian Marsh from Prince of Darkness. Brian Marsh is a college student with a mustache who looks about 20 years too old to be in college. He looks more like a teacher. However,
Malachi is the old one.
Malachi has brutally murdered numerous adults in this town. So, killer instinct, Malachi. However, they are fighting in a schoolyard surrounded by students.
Oh.
Basically from 3 o'clock high. That's where that's from.
Yes.
So, they're fight. A bunch of little teenagers, fight. And they're just standing there ready to do battle. With
boobs.
So all of a sudden they both grow a set of boobs.
Okay. Would that be a factor to a child?
All of the males in the group are now questioning their sexuality.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
And they all turn their hips away.
Like, they immediately put their hands down like, what's happening here? That doesn't make a difference in terms of the fight, I'd say. Right. So Malachi, who's killed numerous adults, would beat the shit out of Brian Marsh. That's just we have a person who has killed adults before.
Sure.
And Brian Marsh is a college student. But again, he looks like he's 40 years old.
All right.
Because he's played by somebody who's like 36. So I'm going to say Malachi
moves on. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm going to make a note here, too, that it's the ginger.
Just so you could remember.
Are we fragile enough in 2019 to where ginger is considered a derogatory term, or is it just a fun word?
I think...
Are we not there yet?
A lot of people don't agree with me on this, but I think a lot of it has to do with your intentions. To me.
So I'm always not saying that motherfucking stupid ginger.
Right.
But I'm just saying, in general, ginger.
Yeah.
Like Ginger and Mary Ann.
Yes.
Or in high school, as I called them, Ginger and Mary Ann.
Right. Because there's a lot of ways you could say, like, something good, bad, like...
Yeah.
There's that Asian kid. There's that Asian
What
kid.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
I wanted you to see there's that Asian kid we're talking about.
Yes.
It's like, why is there not a skit like this yet on, like... Can you identify the suspect, sir? Well, it was a person...
Yeah. I think there's been skits about this.
Like, is there any... What was their skin color, sir? Well, it was... Human skin.
Human skin.
A normal amount of melanin for their race.
Right. Yeah, look like a man.
What was the gender? I didn't assume it, but I mean, it might have been... It could have been male. It might have been female. I'm not sure,
I don't see gender.
I'm heterosexual, so I definitely see gender.
We're just trying to help you, sir. How about a race? I don't see race. It's like, okay.
Look, all you need to know is that it was a person with a gun.
Yeah.
You need to go out there and find a person with a gun who did this.
Or you need to go out there, change the law.
Yep. We're there.
We're there. That's already happened.
Moving on. Ooh.
Mr. Miyagi?
From Karate Kid Part 2 versus... Ooh, shit. Gary Busey, who played Uncle Red from Stephen King's Silver Bullet. So we got relatively sane Gary Busey.
Right.
Not too crazy. Of course, you go to the part where he's got a half-empty bottle of wild turkey in front of a handicapped child.
Right.
But, he's not, this isn't, the Gary Busey most people think of. He's actually a good character. He builds a silver bullet, so he's got some technical know-how. However, he is fighting Korean War veteran, decorated war hero, master of the art of karate.
Yeah.
However, he was only for defense, never for attack. So,
but he knows he has to attack.
That's true. But will he break his, will he have to wait and defensively take out Gary Busey, who will be flailing like a wild buffalo because he is exceptionally uncoordinated and gets batted around by a werewolf. Granted, it's a werewolf. However, he gets pretty beaten up. But nevertheless, they are fighting in the pit from Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
So,
Okay. Both don't have issues.
About as wide as this table. So what's that? About 3 feet, 3.5 feet?
They are both of able legs.
Yeah.
Unlike Corey Haim in this movie.
I'm going to distance myself from that comment.
It's true.
So we literally have somebody who has martial arts experience versus a guy who builds things in his garage. However.
So you're siding with Mr. Miyagi currently?
Before anything is drawn, I would pick Mr. Miyagi.
Well, this might change your mind. It won't. Nunchucks.
Yeah, Gary Busey gets knocked off into the pit.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because he's trying to figure them out. And, yeah. He knocks him out of his hand.
Rightfully so.
Go flying and he follows down. He eventually catches him in the air. But then he gets spiked.
Gary on. Gary off.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Moves on.
Oh,
he could win it all.
Shit, boys. Now, this person's weapon of choice has already been used, so it's going to be it might be different. This corner, we have Christopher Lambert. It's Connor McLeod.
Okay.
The Highlander. Versus Goldie Hawn's character from Overboard, Joanna.
Oh, okay.
Rich Snob versus centuries-old combat fighter. Yeah, I'm going to say Connor. However, and this match is going to be hell in a cell.
Just straight up hell in a cell.
Where am I? Where are my servants?
Okay, so there's no running away. But you can fall off of it.
Yeah.
Just like Mankind did versus The Undertaker.
Well, he didn't fall off of it.
Right.
Let's be honest.
He was thrown off.
He got thrown off that son of a bitch.
Yes. Let's never forget. Freeze race. Now, Connor does not use a gun.
That's true.
Has to use a gun. I don't know.
Using, again, this is 80s revisited. For this we imagine these battles take place in our decade of affection, which is the 80s. Another 80s trope. You give an inept person, usually in the 80s, it's also a female, because that's a trope of those movies. You give them a gun. And that was actually perpetrated into the 90s, too. Go watch True Lies when Jamie Lee Curtis gets an Uzi and drops it down the stairs and kills all the guys running up at her. The trope is the one...
Yeah.
And...
she's clumsy.
Yeah. She's like, ooh! She's going to be holding the gun like, ooh!
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Unless it's
Connor knows how guns work.
Yeah.
He is going to immediately shoot her and freeze her, where she will be eternally frozen in her young, beautiful age. Eternally beautiful and frozen. Which part 2 starts tonight.
Frozen?
Actually, no. This date's the date we're recording it, but not the date that people will be listening to it.
Okay, got it.
So yeah,
Was it really
Goldie
that
Hawn,
soon? Wow.
I love you. Always have. But you're dead.
You're dead to me.
Moving on down. Ooh, this is definitely a contender. Although his weapon of choice has been used already. Reggie from Phantasm 2. Double shotgun chainsaw fighting Reggie Bannister. Versus Joey and Ed from Return of the Living Dead 2. So it's a team up. But it's two inept people who immediately get turned into zombies in pretty much Return of the Living Dead 1 and 2. They're bumbling fools versus Reggie, who some would consider
This
a
guy,
bumbling
right?
fool. Yeah.
Holding the chainsaw
However,
currently.
Reggie has fought numerous Jawa dwarves and the tall man. This is Phantasm 2, so he's fought the balls and tall man before, so he's got some experience under him. And also part 2 starts with them traveling around fighting the tall man. So we basically have, Garage Warrior, Reggie Bannister, former Ice Cream Man as well. Hair sliding off his head because he's going bald and still has a ponytail, which few people can rock that, but he does it. It works for him. 4-barreled shotgun. Of course, he doesn't have it for this fight. Nevertheless, fighting against 2 bumbling grave robbers who panic at everything.
Right.
So, let's see what happens. In Tokyo, while it's being attacked by Godzilla, is the arena. The weapon.
Flamethrowers.
Reggie wins.
Yeah. What an appropriate time to say that, too.
Exactly as it should. On screen, in the film, a flamethrower.
Right.
I'm glad Reggie's moving on.
Yeah, we don't even have to debate that one.
Good. Moving on, we have next fight.
Look at that, he still pays the bill, too.
Crazy Mel Gibson himself. We've already fought in the arena.
Right.
But not the man. The Madman. The Mad Max.
Mad
from
Max.
Thunderdome. Beyond Thunderdome. So we have the experienced version of Max.
Which we saw last episode, but just a reminder what kind of person he is.
The future Braveheart.
Right.
Same haircut.
Same.
That's why I bring that up. And he's got a hammer, which he uses in Braveheart at one point. So Mad Max versus... There's a lot of adult on child action in this bracket. I probably should have thought of that a little bit more when I had so many children in this fight.
Instead of, you thought the kids might fight each other, but nope.
Well, I just was picking, when you look at these movies and you think of the most memorable characters, kind of what I'm going for. Aside of, I didn't pick Godzilla for Godzilla. I could have.
Or Santa.
But I mean, if you say Pet Sematary, what's the first thing most people think of? Play with me, Daddy. Yeah. Let's play. Little Gabe.
Little Gabe.
Mad Max versus Gabe.
Beginning of movie, Gabe?
I just have Gabe.
Okay.
So even if
he's only got creep factor for the most part.
Yeah. So Mad Max versus a child.
Right.
Who in this very film, he saves a lot of children.
Yeah.
But this is not that film. This is you must kill your opponent. And they are fighting, not in the Thunderdome,
well, he must kill his opponent here, too.
But he doesn't. If I remember correctly.
Let's hope he doesn't get weak.
He won't, not in Artist Tournament. Because they're fighting in a florist shop with Audrey 2 in the background.
Using Nerf guns.
So, Mel, obviously not knowing the weapon, takes a shot and it bounces on. Because he gets Gabe in the eye.
The kid knows how to use a Nerf gun, though.
Gabe was like 6.
Even though the Nerf gun does
he actually was
nothing.
younger than that, probably.
But he'll realize that it does nothing. So, hopefully he'll realize, oh, this isn't a weapon, this is a toy. That's not being shown. So
I know. I'm sorry. If Fury Road was on the screen, best goddamn movie in the past 10 years, probably. Right. Anyway, yeah. Like he's like looking like, whoa, what the hell? Boy, how
he throws it at the
and
kid.
then he just beats the shit.
And then
he murders a child. I promise you, if you're this is the first time you're ever watching this or like you're listening, we don't normally mention child murder so much.
Sure.
This is just hypothetical fun.
Right.
Not that child murder is fun, but we love Freddy Krueger on here, and what's his claim to fame?
Yeah.
Murdering a whole bunch of kids.
So I guess
we're not strangers to child murder.
Pick up one of the glass vase and just.
He just picks up Gabe and throws him into Audrey. Need blood.
Yeah. Audrey gets another kill.
Yeah.
That's what, third?
Yeah.
Oh, second. Second and a half.
Yeah.
It's a boy.
Yeah. It's a light snack.
All right.
Bye-bye, Gabe. No cemetery for you. Moving on. The ladies are now represented by Lefty from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Okay.
Who fought off and survived the villainous, Sawyer family. She goes up against Vince Latello from My Science Project.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? Not French Stewart. The same guy that played the fake Indian in Indian Isn't the Country. Short Circuit.
This is just a duel.
Now, see, I didn't put Dennis Hopper from this film in there because I had him from Blue Velvet. Well, I'd rather have Frank Booth than his character from...
Sure, but I mean, we've seen 2 Stallones.
We have, but I didn't think about that when I did it. I also wanted some more, I wanted some diversity in this countdown, in this battle. So Lefty versus a high school nerd punk. The nerd who thinks he's cool, but he's really not cool.
Yeah.
So...
Well... The weapons are going to change that.
I'm
on my last card.
Me too.
As you are.
As we should be, so we did it correctly.
Yes.
And they are fighting in the booby-trapped house from Home Alone. Now, she survived the booby-trapped and carnival of horrors of the Sawyer family.
Good point. So maybe she's very skeptical of the place.
Very cautious.
Well.
Maybe. I think I know what that one is, because I think there's one weapon we haven't gotten yet.
Say it.
Is it a futuristic weapon from a galaxy?
It is. It's a lightsaber.
I was wondering when this would come up. So they have lightsabers.
Yes. Lightsabers activate.
So, now, if I remember My Science Project correctly, they had dinosaurs. I don't remember them fighting dinosaurs, but they fought
I think the whole movie is online.
And I think you were a big fan of it, or you've seen this before.
I watched it a lot when I was small.
So I'm going to rely on some of your memory of it better than mine. I remember dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. Seems like there was Nazis or something.
I mean, it was just a whole bunch of crap going on here. But it's mostly a survival game.
Yeah. Because one hit from... And speaking of Dennis Hopper, I forgot he was in that.
He's in all these movies.
He's in both
the
of he's the link that ties them together. That's crazy. That's hilarious.
He kind of looks similar.
Yeah. Anyway, this is, like you said, I mean, there's no real advantage necessarily to either of them because they have fucking lightsabers.
Sure. Well, she's at least yielded a weapon, right?
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I want to say he had a gun or he had some weapon in the course of this because they all had, by the end of after going through all the different dimensions and stuff, I mean, see there, he's got a gun or something. He had something. So I mean, they've roughly had the same amount of experience.
They have an M16, but I mean that's not going to be a melee weapon,
right? And she had a chainsaw. But I mean, again, this would be a dice roll one.
Yeah.
In terms of like. It's just like two people that have never wielded a weapon before fight. And they're pretty...
Plus, they're in a place with traps. That could also be a factor.
That's true. As they're stumbling around. This is complete randomness. I say we flip a coin.
Well, you want to roll a dice?
Let's do it.
We have dice.
Let's make it a little interesting. Let's let the dice tell.
All right.
Because, I mean, she's a radio DJ. He's a high school student.
I have a coin handy. That's closer. Oh, wait. I'm looking at dice on the wall over here. That's okay. We got the coin.
We'll flip the coin. So,
because it's that close to the
since
fight.
Lefty's got a nice ass, we'll say tails for Lefty, heads for Vince.
And you can sway this fight. Give us some reasons. 80s revisited at gmail.com.
Yeah, honestly, it's a pure, you have to like script it out and choreograph it.
Right.
And actually, you just have to pick who wins. And you pick who wins by flipping a coin.
Well, you didn't say who was who.
I said she was tails.
Oh, you said she was tails. Okay.
I was being chauvinistic. And it's tails. So Lefty progresses.
Good. That's who I was pulling for anyway.
I mean, generally, I'd say if somebody survives a horror movie anyway, that probably, just in terms of film, horror movie. You saw a horror movie, that's you saw a science fiction movie, that's still something to say. Mm-hmm. But nevertheless, if I had to pick one, I would have picked Lefty. But like we said, that's a pretty. It depends on which movie you like more, I guess.
Right.
More so than anything. If you have a different opinion, by all means, let us know. You know how to reach us. 80sriz@gmail.com. Leave a comment on the video on Twitch or whatever. And as we shuffle the cards, we'll move on to the next fight. Ooh, the lovely, lovely Jane Badler, Diana from V. The reptilian in disguise. The gerbil and mouse eating villainess. Versus another villain. Vigo the Carpathian.
Oh, okay.
So we have a futuristic, sadistic, killer of people versus a medieval, sadistic
a painting.
killer of people. Vigo. He is Vigo. Thwarted by the Ghostbusters. She is thwarted by an entire resistance movement.
So many people shit on this movie.
Ghostbusters 2 is great.
I know.
It's underrated.
I watched it so many damn times.
I mean, let's not argue.
I watched it more than the first one.
See, I mean, I'm not going to argue. The first one is leagues better.
Sure.
But you got the same cast. I mean, they're back for more. And I would say...
This is the one I had on VHS, so that's why I watched it a lot more.
This one I watched... I wouldn't say it's more, but I always remember... this one was always... I think, honestly, in a sense, this one was probably one people remember more. Mm-hmm. You show a picture of Vigo. Oh, that's from...
Yeah.
That's from Ghostbusters 2. And then I think one of the funniest... If I had to pick the top 10 best Ghostbusters moments... I'm not going to say the top funniest moment, but definitely probably the second or third one is from this one, and that's Ray. Egon! That's every fucking time I watch this movie, that cracks me up. That's one of those jokes you know is coming, and it's still funny every damn time. And it's just great. You got four of the greatest actors, comedic actors all together. Of course, Bill Murray is very dramatic now, but he's still doing comedy.
Yeah.
He kind of got over that.
Yeah, he'll be in Ghostbusters, the new one.
That's true. Which is
to what
wrap
degree,
filming.
Who knows?
We'll see. And anyway, the lovely and gorgeous Diana is fighting the scruffy and balding Vigo the Carpathian in a swamp at night. So perhaps her reptilian eyes could give her... It's one in, I believe. But it'll come up, yeah. Don't go to the final battle because that one sucks. There where she's eating the gerbil.
Was this it?
There's the one right under it.
Oh.
There must be some highlights. Lovely. She actually has a singing career. More like that, I guess Europop, I want to say, where it's like a lot of, singing with a lot
Like
of the
Kylie
techno.
Minogue
Yeah,
did.
very close to that. With the lovely and villainous Diana versus Vigo in a swamp at night. However, their weapons shall be...
I mean, off the top, who'd you say?
Diana.
Really? I'm thinking Vigo.
Well, in a fist fight, mano y womano, no weapons, just them. Okay, based on only what we know from the films, because we have to take that into consideration. Now, I would assume this is a militaristic society. She would know how to fight. However, we do not know that for sure, so we cannot assume that. Without weapons, Vigo would sheer strength, and has medieval skills. So I mean, more hand to hand, that kind of fighting, and the weapon is swords.
A type of sword. The exact sword that we just had.
Oh,
lightsabers. Wow. Strange. So she's clearly
She
using
might
a gun.
know how to use a lightsaber because it's a futuristic weapon.
Sure, I would. Even if they didn't, I would chalk them up to equivalent of swords, really.
Yeah,
Because they don't have Jedi powers. They can't pull it and push it.
Right. So I mean, it's literally fighting.
It's a laser sword.
Yeah. So now we know Vigo was a badass, but they don't say he was good with anything. But again, when it comes down to it, if you're fighting, for example, if I was fighting Brock Lesnar and we had a sword, I still really wouldn't have a chance unless I had some skill with that weapon.
Right.
What I'm getting at is if I'm fighting somebody who, again, we're getting to a size factor, a strength factor here, which, again, you could argue the point that Diana might have some sort of combat skills because I have no clue what their alien race does, but also Vigo is from a time when battles were carried out hand to hand.
Let's not forget the swamp either.
Yeah, but
would the reptile have an advantage in the swamp?
She might be able to see a little bit better because it's at night.
Yeah, could she swim better?
Maybe. They don't say that. But I mean, no, we didn't. I didn't say that's another that's another fault, so to speak, of the system. Like we're not saying if me or you were in a swamp right now at night, depending on the phase of the moon, we might not be able to see shit because it ain't like the movies where well,
you would see the lightsabers.
True.
Yeah,
that's very true. And you know what? Actually, just like we were talking about Tango and Cash with the lightsabers there, this comes around to that because, for example, it's at night. If she doesn't have her sunglasses, bright light is aversive to him. She loses. She'd be like...
Oh, so you think lightsabers so bright?
Well, they have to wear sunglasses in the day.
Yeah.
And they're of course, they're well lit for their scenes because it's a movie. However, when they're out in the daytime, they always have sunglasses on. But now,
these people showing off
in
their lightsabers.
Star Wars Episode 2, where Anakin dramatically cuts the little power thing, so him and Dooku are fighting in the dark, and you just see the lightsaber spinning, so you want a cool visual. Of course, first of all, every time the lightsaber hits, flash, flash, flash. So every time a lightsaber would hit, she'd be constantly blinded.
Right.
Now, maybe not blinded, but at least disoriented because they have an aversion to light.
No one's going to dare show that scene because it's from Disney, right?
Probably.
Oh, wait, here we go. Here's
that's the beginning. Actually, that's Revenge of the Sith. That's
you're right.
It'd be the end of Attack of the Clones.
And the thing that these Star Wars movies failed to do, because, I don't know, I guess visual effects, as great as they kind of were, they still failed a lot in obviously the lights are added, so they're not you don't see reflective light on the walls or anything.
Yeah.
In fact, there's no blue on his face. There's no red on his face. However, if you watch the Yoda fight with Dooku, because Yoda was full CG, they put light effects on Yoda, but not the other way around.
And this fight is right after the one we were talking about in the dark, because that's when he cuts off Anakin's arm. And
so this is probably the best way to get a light idea about how much they light up.
Every strike is gonna They had that flash in there.
And if you pause it on a Yoda scene, you can see the brightness of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
see?
reflected on him.
It shows on him, but
never
and the
even
red
realized-
but not on him.
I never even realized that until you said that. Wasn't even paying attention.
So they're not that bright, but is it enough to destroy one of these creatures?
I think it'll be more so when they're hitting. That's when you see the flash.
Oh,
So every time now
First strike.
yeah, when they hit it flashes, but then then it's like constant. It's not like it's
Right.
but I mean, it'd be like and that could be enough for someone who's skilled with a hand-to-hand weapon.
Yeah.
Cut her in half.
So either collision die or let it go and die.
Now
She's
again,
at a big advantage.
now again,
Disadvantage. I mean.
if we were going to speculate outside the movies, I would say Diana Mike could win. But honestly, with the fact they're fighting at night, which that's an advantage to her, but also just like at night, if it's pitch black and all and you have a lightsaber, but all of a sudden a flash happens.
Yeah.
Even for us humans, that's still.
And he comes from a time of swords. I would expect that he knew how to use one.
Absolutely. So unfortunately, the lovely Diana gets burned by Vigo.
Yes. Takes
And he
her
goes
soul.
on. You know what? It's unfortunate for Vigo that pretty much every child is dead in this countdown because he's bring me a child so I may live again.
But they're all
He's
dead.
out of luck.
Yeah.
So
the
Vigo-
closest thing is Chucky.
Hey,
Hey,
Holy
I hear
shit.
he has souls.
what if they they combine and it's Chucky the Vigo the Chuckathean? Wow, this is hilarious. Next fight, Swamp Thing.
Okay.
So we're not going to be fighting in his home turf.
True. It always misses
Versus-
by one.
Ooh, Nick Parker. Who's Nick Parker? The late, great Rutger Hauer's character from Blind Fury. He doesn't need his eyes to see. So, this would have been a fantastic fight. This fight with the last modifiers would have been pretty badass to see. So, Wes Craven's Swamp Thing. This thing that we're literally watching right now.
Right.
Versus Rutger Hauer, blind, masterful with the katana, does not need eyes. And there are katanas in there, so it very well could be. But they are fighting on the pit for Mortal Kombat.
Wow.
So they're elevated.
So it'll be somewhat of a first strike thing because they have 20-pound pickaxes. Not an issue for Swamp Thing, I don't
Right,
think.
because
He's got
he
superhuman
has strength. And he can see.
And he can see.
So Rutger Hauer is...
Damn your eyes.
He's now he's in... It doesn't say it in the film, but I mean, in Blind Fury, I mean, he does Daredevil quality shit in that film.
Would he realize the edges are there, though?
He would hear he would know,
Sure.
he would, but also he is used to a finesse weapon,
Yeah.
a katana. If you're good with a katana, you are not good with a pickaxe.
Right.
And he can't see. So
Above all, he can't see.
now, of course, he might be able to dodge a few attacks. He'd probably be able to hear a Swamp Thing coming because I mean, it's still a 20-pound pickaxe. So he's gonna swing it. Rutger Hauer would probably dodge some, but he's blind, fighting elevated on a pit with a very unwieldy weapon. Swamp Thing can see, knows what's going on, has strength, has the weapon.
Oh, he's got some moves.
Even with I forgot he fought a dude with a sword in it.
Yeah. He's ducking and dodging.
But that's a broadsword. The katana's twice that speed.
Yeah.
If you're
But
skilled
still,
with it.
I mean, pickaxe would be slower than this.
Yeah.
And he can see. So yeah, Swamp Thing takes it,
I
I
think so too. If it been a lightsaber, katana, even a knife maybe, Parker might have had a chance. Because again, he's a badass in the movie. Mm-hmm. But he's fighting fucking Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Poor guy.
So that's like saying, could Daredevil beat Swamp Thing? In hand-to-hand? Probably not, because...
Hand to hand, yeah. Daredevil doesn't have his tricks.
Because Daredevil's sense would allow him to be incredibly agile. But I mean, it's a matter of... Swamp Thing gets his hands on you, it's over.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing is a badass, so... moving on down, Will Graham, the actor I was trying to think of earlier, from CSI, whatever his name is. I can see his face, can't think of his name. Anyway, from Manhunter. William something.
Don't know.
It just bugs me. I can't think. I hate when I can see somebody's face. William Peterson. Whatever his name is from CSI. That's what most people probably know him from these days. Anyway, but for Manhunter, the first appearance on screen of Hannibal Lecter as well, played by Brian Cox.
I see. We
Grissom.
don't watch CSI.
Gil Grissom. Me either. Never seen an episode.
Yeah, me neither.
Anyway, so Will Graham, hotshot. I say hotshot cop, but investigative detective, whatever you want to call it, from investigating the killer from Manhunter. So he's just a cop. Yeah, he's fighting Pinhead. Mm-hmm. He has such things to show him. Versus, fighting in a wobbly arena from Flash Gordon. So that's in Will's favor. Pinhead's got his heavy leather robes, and it's a skirt.
Yeah.
So
he's more of a imposing
Pinhead's more
figure.
of I'm going to walk over here and say something badass.
Yeah.
The weapon?
Flamethrowers. I can't even see Pinhead using a flamethrower.
What sort of... So, strangely enough, that's all it would take. Now, of course, Pinhead had, we have the weapons in here. Had the card been, you can use your signature weapons, Will Graham would be ripped apart by chains. However, for these battles, Pinhead's not indestructible.
Right.
He doesn't have his chains. He can't summon them. He's just sitting there with a flamethrower.
We're doing a late one, folks.
Meanwhile, Will Graham just opens up on him with the flamethrower.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like his hell is not fire.
Yeah. Or even let's say this. Let's say they both shoot each other. Now, Will Graham is more of knowing the Pinhead character. He's going to and now you will know the pain of, biblical hell. Meanwhile, I say that Will Graham just burn this. And he just say a short catchphrase. Pinhead's got to go on and on about lamenting your sins and how you're going to die and it's going to be horrible, etc., etc. So
that's wild.
Based on the cards, I'm going to say.
Based on the cards, Pinhead.
And it's wobbly, so Pinhead's oh! And then it starts to wobble.
He just doesn't move. How could he with all that makeup?
Heavy death robes.
Yeah, it's just he just stands there and does what he does.
Yeah, he would have relied. His signature weapon again would have been a determining factor or something else, or in his hell, I'm going to walk over here and just kill you. But on a wobbly arena with his heavy leather robes and a flamethrower on top of that, which is an unwieldy weapon to wield.
Sure.
So Pinhead gets burned, strangely enough.
Yeah.
Or poetically enough.
He should have put fire in his hell, and then we could have been said
if you had real hell,
flames.
You're like, ha ha.
80svisit@gmail.com.
Let us know. I'm sure horror fans are really upset.
Yeah.
I'm sad to see Pinhead go, but I think we just have a logical discussion about this battle.
Yeah.
So moving on down, 5 matches left before we have our final 50. Tony Montana from Scarface, Al Pacino. How'd you get that scar, Tony, from eating pussy? How'd you get a scar like this from eating pussy, man? God knows I know. Just kidding. Anyway, he will be Ivan Drago from Rocky IV.
Yes, I would have crushed you.
So, this is going to be determined by the cards.
Yes.
Because there are certain cards in here, as we've seen, that made the difference between somebody who uses automatic weapons and somebody who's a boxer. Mm-hmm. They're fighting in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, no. Bad for both of them.
Yes, so that's an advantage for neither.
Nunchucks. Nunchucks.
The fuck is this, man? What the fuck is this thing?
Yeah.
I will break you.
Yeah. Drago will make the most of the moment, I think.
And he's an athlete. Obviously, he is a pinnacly steroided up athlete. Tony Montana is a hysterical, coked up criminal.
Right.
However, they're in the middle of the ocean, and there is no cocaine. However, Drago is a peak human specimen. Obviously, in training, I would imagine they would do some swimming. So we know, he would outswim Tony get a hold of him, and probably just hold him underwater. And just hear obscenities will come up, popping bubbles. Every time a bubble hits the surface, fuck! Fuck! Man! Fuck! You! Man! Until the bubbles stop. And Tony is dead.
Yeah, I agree. Both of them are not in their best shape.
Yeah, I mean, the environment's a null for each of them, and then without it being some sort of automatic weapon, Tony was dead in the water. Okay, moving on. We have David from An American Werewolf in London versus everybody's favorite high school bully from the last 100 episodes, Buddy Revell from 3 O'Clock High, played by Mr. Chris from Kindergarten Cop, who also was way too old to be in high school. So, David, backpacking across Europe, chickens out, the first sign of a werewolf. What a wuss.
Is this him here?
Yeah. This character. Of course, he becomes a werewolf, but that's not a factor in this, unless a certain card is drawn.
So it's a backpacker.
Yeah, a backpacker versus a school bully. So, they are fighting in hell. The Hellraiser version of hell.
Oh, if only Hellraiser.
So, and of course, this arena, and we spoke of this one earlier, the schoolyard fight.
Right.
This could have been the arena.
His brass knuckles aren't in here, though. If only. That's when he could strike his perfect punch.
Dun,
There
dun,
it
dun,
is.
dun, dun.
The brass knuckles. But they're not using that. But they are using a hand weapon, Freddy's gloves.
Revell's a fighter. David is a chicken shit.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm going to go on his experience, and based on what we see on the movie, people are terrified of Buddy Revell in the movie to know that he's beaten up so many people. So he's been in a fair share of scraps.
Sure.
High school scraps, but hey, 80s high school scraps.
Yeah, it's true.
Brass knuckle finishing moves, that sort of thing. So I'm going to say Buddy Revell would beat up David. Now, of course, this is non-werewolf form David. This is just backpacking David. So, now, of course, if he was a werewolf, whole different subject
Sure.
here. But he's not. So, sorry. Moving. Ooh, Battle of the Kids movies.
Oh.
And
Might have children fighting each other.
well, he is a young little mouse
Okay.
when he came to America
Oh,
and told us
gosh.
an American tale. Fievel Mouskevitz versus Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. So, the tiniest of
my
adversaries
gosh.
versus the largest of adversaries.
Why?
I don't know either. And again, every matchup was randomly generated
Sure.
by Bill Gates on Microsoft Excel.
Right.
So it is complete happenstance that they have to fight each other. I know where my money's going.
Jump forward to... He's not even in this scene.
That's where
That's
where
Captain
he's
America.
singing to the
Oh, that's some rain.
niece. That was the Truman Show rain right there.
Yeah. What is it?
They are fighting in front of the supercomputer from Superman 3.
Okay.
So just dramatic background.
Sure. Maybe even distracting.
Could be.
Well, could be a good arena for the mouse, though.
Absolutely, to hide.
Yeah. They use whips that latch onto anything. Poor little mouse does not get an
The
advantage
mouse cannot
there.
even hold a whip. No,
Yes.
we'll be fair. It is size to him.
Sure.
That would be only be fair for the rules that we've stated. But
Even so, not very useful.
that mouse is this big,
Yeah.
and size comparison for our viewers.
Yeah.
This versus this.
He's got his phone.
It doesn't really matter what the weapon is.
Right.
Now, if we want to have fun with it, Fievel realizes this, and he just runs into the computer.
Sure.
Like, oh, to hide. The only place to hide is on the computer. If Harry walks towards the computer, based on Superman 3, the computer would defend itself, and Harry would basically self-terminate by trying to find the mouse in the computer and walking into the computer, and it would suck Harry in and make him a giant killer robot. Which would, well, you know what? Technically, it doesn't kill her in the movie because it shows that she's alive at the end. So basically, Harry becomes part of the stage now, and Fievel would move on.
Yeah.
If we want to take the stage into consideration.
Absolutely. I think if
That's part
Fiefel's
of it.
going to win. I mean, what other choice would he have in that point? You can't take him head on.
Yeah, he's not going to run at him.
Right. He's a smart little mouse.
Yeah.
He made his way through
He
the
survived
West.
in America in a
Yeah.
town full of cats.
I mean, this thing
Superman can't even beat it without acid.
We're watching it right now on twitch.tv/80s Revisited, 80s Revisited.
So yeah, 5 tries.
Lots of little places for a mouse to hide in that thing.
And the computer's not going to detect a mouse.
Sure.
Speculation, granted, but let's be honest.
Right.
It's not when there's a Sasquatch approaching.
Yes.
It is not going to give a shit about a mouse.
It's a bigger threat.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of places for this mouse to go. So mice can climb straight up walls and stuff like that, and up the wires.
So he's just going to run and hide.
Yeah. Days and days of hiding can be done with Fievel.
And the computer would basically just, this is a threat. Right. And now, this is a pencil. You got a pen?
The mouse.
We have to adapt the stage card that has a gigantic robotic Harry in the background. So against all odds, David beats Goliath.
Make sure that pen works.
You write on this, not on the table. I'm just going to write hard enough to where it's indented.
Oh, I got other pens.
With Robo Harry. That's good enough. It's on the card.
This pen should work. For sure.
Ooh.
But I had to get up to get it.
No, it's not going to write on these cards.
Oh, really?
Well, it's just that material. These are glossy. So it's going to... Okay. I don't want to get on the table or anything else. So I'm just going to wipe it off on my side.
There's more pens.
So
pens for days.
It's good. It's good. We got it.
Sharpie.
So, yeah. 5-0 wins.
Who knew?
We might have a new #1 contender.
The tiny one.
Because, let's be honest. We do have this. The stages are all, they're based on scenes from these films, but also, with consideration given to, Eternal Champions, which is, so there are stage fatalities, so to speak, as we've seen.
If it was Indiana Jones, he could stand a chance by whipping that mouse before
he
gets
going. But Harry's like,
Harry does not have the...
he's not going to know what to do with it.
The whip strength. What weapon could he have used?
Nothing.
A
Freddy glove would he probably just would have scratched his
So the environment really helped him on this one.
Yeah. So again, that's what these cards are for.
Yep.
Otherwise, again, in our old school rules. But this is not the case.
Sure.
All right, 2 fights left. Ooh, it's another Mel Gibson appearance.
Oh.
Riggs from Lethal Weapon 2. So Crazy Cop. Excellent marksman.
True.
By the way. Versus Jason Stillwell. Who? The kid who saw the ghost of Bruce Lee from No Retreat, No Surrender. Sorry, Ben. I know it's your favorite movie. But young Jason might be taken out real quick here. However, as we know, the cards are determining these matches more than anything.
The cards never lie.
And they are fighting in the docking bay of a visitor mothership. So no real big environment thing, so to speak.
Not any place that either of them are familiar with.
Yeah.
Nerf guns. So it's a fist fight. Because he knows it's a toy gun.
Now, awesome that it's a fist fight because, Jason had to fight Van Damme at the end of No Retreat, No Surrender. However, Martin Riggs fought one of the top assassins in the CIA on the Griswold's lawn and beat the shit out of him.
That's true.
Advantage Riggs.
Advantage Riggs.
Riggs beat...
And I like Riggs more.
Yeah. Sorry, Ben. Ben, you're going to have to write the goddamn War and Peace to sway our vote on this one.
Yeah.
Riggs can shoot. He can pop his bones back into place. Yeah. He's tough as nails. And he can fist fight with the best of them. So he's going to be... This is another top one to beat.
Yep.
Again...
He never quits.
Yeah.
So it's a fist fight. He's just not going to quit.
Absolutely. All right. Final fight of the night and of the entire first round. So the last survivor. Moving on. In one corner, we have I Am Serious. I'm Yahoo Serious. Yahoo Serious from Young Einstein.
Okay.
Versus another seasonally appropriate character, Billy from Silent Night, Deadly Night. The Killer Claws with an axe. Well, he would have an axe, but not right now. Versus Yahoo Serious, Young Einstein, who could play a guitar and is somewhat funny on a couple of scenes. And
Somewhat.
yes.
Just barely.
Reckless Kelly was way better. As we talked about in this episode, if you're going to watch a Yahoo Serious movie, watch Reckless Kelly. It's way funnier, way more interesting than Young Einstein. But yeah, he was hot shit for a hot minute. Literally, a hot minute. I'm sure he's still probably big in Australia, so Ben, let us know. Oh, wow. I wonder if that's where George Miller got his inspiration for Fury Road. If you're watching online, he just struck his guitar and sparks flew out. But Yahoo Serious is fighting, Young Einstein is fighting Billy from Silent Night, Deadly Night on a deserted street with approaching zombies. Now, of course, Billy, was traumatized by his parents being murdered by Santa Claus and then went straight up psycho. Literally, the switch flipped on him and just started murdering a whole bunch of people.
With that lift, if it was pickaxes.
Oh, definitely.
But versus weapons, not so great.
Yeah, as we're watching here, spoiler alert. But they're using
the Nintendo Power Glove.
Yeah. Now, Young Einstein was like, oh, well, I could use that with this.
But
would he have the time?
Or the electricity?
Well, that's true. Billy, I think you punish Yahoo Serious for making such a horrible movie.
Oh, that would have been great
Einstein.
if he went against the kid from Christmas Story.
Well, he can't now because Ralphie's dead.
I know, Ralphie's dead.
And so is Young Einstein, unless there's any argument there.
No, not at all.
Yahoo Serious is seriously defeated, and I say Yahoo to that.
Yeah.
And Billy moves on to round 2. So, okay, here's what I wanted to talk about last episode. Mm-hmm. Should I break it down, because they were all bracketed, basically.
It down.
Should we break it down to where, we had, 50 matches. Mm-hmm. Should we have the winner of match 1 fights the winner of match 2, or should I re-enter them all and randomize it again?
I think either way, it doesn't change much. I think randomizing is the best way to go because normally in a bracket, you take number 1 and 16, and then number 2 and 15, and stuff like that. There's some sort of poll to it already.
Yeah.
This was random. Next round.
I agree. We're going to keep it random. So all 50 winners.
Yep.
I'm not going to read them all because it's 50 of them.
Yep.
But
next round, there will be 2 weapons entered into battle.
We will pick a weapon for each character.
Yeah.
So that will further randomize. This is all random.
Yep.
Because as we had last time, we spent a lot of discussion on Superman and time travel. And
that's why some very strange winners have emerged.
Exactly. But hey, that's the fun of it, I think. That's making it a lot more interesting and a lot easier, too, for some of them.
Yeah.
And unexpected. Keeps us on our toes. So, but anyway, we will do a Back to the Future this segment real quick. Movie-wise, I saw yesterday Danny Boyle's film about the world without the Beatles.
Yesterday, yeah.
Fantastic.
I thought you said you saw it yesterday.
Yeah, well, 2 days ago.
Okay.
No, excuse me, 3 days ago, and I know that because the next thing I want. Well, first of all, if you like Danny Boyle, it's well directed, well acted. It's a good movie. It's not like It's not like 28 Days Later or Slumdog Millionaire. It's good.
Worth one watch.
Yeah. And I mean, the actor was, that was the first thing I ever saw him, but the lead actor did all his own music and playing and singing. Very talented. Kate McKinnon pops up in it. Who else?
Yesterday, it's a 6.9 on IMDb.
Oh, Ed Sheeran is in it. I'm not an Ed Sheeran fan, but he didn't do bad. That's him, yeah. Did his own playing and singing and everything. He's great in it. But again, extremely well acted. Danny Boyle is a fantastic director. He doesn't go too overboard, and I would say he's very visionary. And he's got his camera work and what he does is there's always some great surreal's the wrong word, but also the right word. Inventive. Some very inventive things that he does with the camera. In certain shots and everything, and the color scheme and all that kind of stuff. Well done movie. Very good addition to his catalog, whatever you want to call it. I think he's one of the better directors out there. Obviously, he directed my favorite films of all time, Sunshine. One of the best horror films of all time, 28 Days Later. Oscar-winning director of Slumdog Millionaire. So he's gotten his due. Of course, Trainspotting was his first really big one. kind of brought him in. Him and Guy Ritchie around the same time. I want to say pretty much with kind of because it was really that was a moment in cinema where those English directors, those gritty English directors, are who we want to get. Trainspotting was a big thing for that, and then what was Ritchie's Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Yeah, all around that same time. I want to say so it was a big interest in
the UK
those filmmakers.
Immersion in film.
Absolutely, and Guy Ritchie's still working, and Danny Boyle's still working, and they didn't sell out like Ridley Scott did. Yeah. Well, you could say Guy Ritchie did a little. He did Aladdin, but nevertheless, that was the best live-action Disney adaptation, in my opinion. But yesterday, if you're a fan of the Beatles, check it out.
I didn't like a lot of Guy Ritchie stuff, and I would say I didn't like most of it. But the one on Netflix was good. He might be just producer on it. Jeez, who am I thinking of then? Who did that movie on Netflix from last year? Cheerleader, or what's it called?
Babysitter?
The Babysitter, yeah.
McGee.
McGee. That's the guy that I wasn't too crazy about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't like the Charlie's Angels movies, and that's also keeping it relevant because Elizabeth Banks is blaming everybody for her movie not doing good. Right. Except herself.
Basically men is who she's blaming.
Well, here's a fact for you. And everybody listen, I'm going to drop another truth bomb on you for this episode. And you can look this up. Just a simple Google search can find you some facts to use in a intelligent discussion with people. Of course, Elizabeth Banks has been in the news blaming, men don't like women action heroes. Ellen Ripley and Sarah Connor disagree with you, first of all. Mm-hmm. Secondly, say, men go to the movies more than women. Like, no, they don't. As a matter of fact, 51% of moviegoers, and this is 2018 stats, 51% were women. Yeah. Which was, and every year that number has increased, so there's no reason to think that number wouldn't increase for 2019 either. Yeah. So majority of now listen to my words, moviegoers, 51% of moviegoers are female. 47% of ticket buyers are female. Mm-hmm. All that means is guys are doing the right thing and paying for their, they're going on dates, so they're buying the tickets. Yeah. That's all that's saying to me. But again, if you want to blame somebody, blame the fact that A, who was wanting a Charlie's Angels reboot? Yeah. Period. B, what makes you think Kristen Stewart is a bankable star outside of a Twilight film? No. And C, repeat A. Yeah. And I like Elizabeth Banks. I think she's a well-rounded celebrity. I think she's she's not a bad director. She's not a bad actress. She's writing. I'm not sure. I think she wrote maybe the Pitch Perfect stuff. I'm not sure. I haven't seen those. Don't know. But I like Elizabeth Banks. But what all the stuff she's going off on now.
This is our only credit.
Oh, never mind.
That's screenplay.
I haven't seen it, so I can't say if she's a good writer.
So this is her first screenplay to be made.
But you Rob Zombied it, and this is what happens. Right. You make a shit movie. Yeah. Haven't seen it. I might like it. I don't know, but it's not looking good.
It's not looking good.
Yeah. But speaking of McGee and his Charlie's Angels, those were just fun. They were entertaining. Yeah. He even, I'm not saying, I liked him from day one. No, I didn't like he never made a movie I liked until he made, I think, Terminator Salvation. Because he had two Charlie's Angels. He might have had something between there that I liked. But, I wasn't a fan of the Charlie's Angels movies, but I enjoyed them. They were fun. I don't own them. But, again, they're fun. But Terminator Salvation, I thought he did great. I'm a fan of that movie. So looks like Terminator Salvation was the first one that made me like, yep, he's definitely good. And The Babysitter, of course, was fantastic.
Babysitter's great.
Well directed, well done, all that stuff. I'd like to see him do more in that
He's
genre.
coming back.
I don't know how they're going to do that because she's dead.
Is she, though?
Well, unless something happened with the book. Spoiler, sorry, everybody. But anyway.
At the end, she's gone.
Oh, that's right. She's on the car. Okay, yeah, so she is alive. And good, because Samara Weaving is gorgeous. Wait, there's a post-credit scene?
That's the one where she just gone.
Well, she's okay.
It's like mid-credits or something.
Okay, it's not at the very end, because I remember waiting for all the credits in that movie. Yeah. But yeah, so speaking of Samara Weaving, Hugo's, what's a cousin? I guess there's cousin. It's not like that's what that relation would be. But she's in Ready or Not, which just came out on digital too. I'm going to be watching that soon, so I'll let you know about that one next time. But anyway, watched yesterday. Still can't think of the movie from a couple of weeks ago. I was trying to remember that I saw that I wanted to mention. But we did start Watchmen, the show. Fucking amazing.
I've heard.
It is so good.
Yeah.
My wife, when we watch it, no matter what it is, this is my wife. You can't see this on the
Trey
podcast.
is
But I'm
on his
staring at my
phone.
phone, and I'm occasionally looking up at Jesse, who is representing my TV.
Right.
You know, she watched it. You know, if something keeps her interested, she'll watch it. You know, but for the most, my wife is very nice. Pretty much, and I tell her, I said, if you want to watch something, let me know. We'll watch whatever you want to watch. She said, no, you just pick something. So that's pretty much every night in my house, except since we started watching.
Right.
She's like, there's 5 episodes out right now. We're on 4. We watched 4 before we came over. She's like, wait, there's another episode. I'm like, no, I have to go podcast. She's like, well, can I watch it while you're gone? I'm like, no, you cannot. You have to wait because we're watching this together.
All right.
And I'm like, oh, there's this. Because she never read the graphic novel. I'm like, babe, read the graphic. I'm going to Jesse's for a couple hours. Go 4 hours apparently by this point. But read the graphic novel because the show is a continuation of the graphic novel, not the movie. If you watch the movie, you'll have some idea, but you won't have some of the specifics.
Interesting that it's only a 7.1. You know, because usually they go wild for, like the people who vote on these go wild for stuff like this.
I'm willing to bet that something like that. The review for Watchmen like that is because people think it's probably too political because of the race issue that it brings up. But this is not going to spoil. The show starts off with the Tulsa mass. I can't remember what it's called.
Bombing?
No.
Oh.
But it was a massacre in like in the 20s, where basically it was a city in Tulsa. I did not even know about this until this show, and I was absolutely horrified and disgusted. Tulsa race riot.
Yeah.
May 31st through June 1st, 1921. If you haven't heard of this, we're going to get real for a second here. This is a horrific event in American history. Basically, white people in Tulsa, got tired of the black people and pretty much murdered. They say the deaths are 36 according to the 1921 records, but they're estimating 100 to 300 African Americans murdered.
Wow.
In this riot. And usually when you hear the word race riot, you think, oh, people got upset because another white cop shot a black officer. That's what it means these days. No. White people were the aggressors and were angry that the black people in town were successful.
Whew.
It was and that's how this show starts. So it's starting with heavy subject matter. Again, I had no clue about this. This was never taught in schools. Now, granted, we live in Louisiana. Just because we're in the South doesn't mean that's not taught, that this wasn't just taught down here. I imagine it might not be taught in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I have no clue. But I did not know, and I'm a student of history. I've studied, wars and all that kind of stuff that interests me. So when we're watching this, I'm like, let me look, holy shit, this is real. Wow. My jaw was on the floor reading about this.
Yeah.
Now, the show isn't just about this, but it's painting the picture because it takes place in Tulsa. Mm-hmm. So that's what they're painting the picture here. And if you've read the graphic novel, this is not foreign to you in terms of heavy symbolism and subject matter. Because that's why Watchmen is one of the greatest pieces of American literature, because of how it's telling a story in a visual medium, and then just what it's saying. And yeah, I see it says attack by air. Yeah. White motherfuckers that had airplanes were dropping bombs on buildings. I mean, it was when they're like, my heart was racing when they were watching this, like for this family, like please, they have a kid. I'm like, please God, let them get out. I mean, they show horrific things in this, and it actually happened.
Yeah,
this is real, horrific. This is George Takei, talks about how, during World War II, there was a distrust of Asian Americans. They were putting it. We had camps. I'm not going to call them concentration camps because we weren't. That has such a immediate connotation to it.
Sure.
But there were deplorable living conditions, and they were treated horribly in camps on American soil in California, right near Death Valley, were some of them. So they don't teach this shit in school about how fucked up America is. I mean, all you gotta do is watch the news, and you watch what the Democrats are saying, watch what the Republicans are saying, watch the news and you see how horrible people are. But this made me sick of my stomach. So, sorry to bring you down at the end of the podcast, but this is where Watchmen starts. So if you can handle this, you can handle the series. But it is phenomenally acted. If you've read Watchmen, the comic is amazing with its visual, not gags, that's the wrong word, but its symbolism in what it's showing. You're staring at a sign, it uses Dave Gibbons uses film technique on paper. Zooms out, the panel zooms out, you're staring at a puddle. you stare. It's you think you're staring at a watch. It zooms out. You're staring at Dr. Manhattan's thing on Mars. It uses, and that's not some good, like, as clever examples as in the show and as in the actual graphic novel. But it is absolutely the best show I've seen. I'm trying to think of a TV show that I've raved about recently. I posted this on my Facebook today. I made a meme today. I'll never do this, but like, The Mandalorian's so great. Baby Yoda is so cool. First of all, it's not Baby Yoda.
It isn't.
I hope to. If it's a Yoda clone, I'm going to be so pissed off.
Cloned Yoda?
That's some people like. Well, maybe it's like. And first of all, people were saying that was a spoiler. Wait, have you seen it? I'm sorry. Okay.
Saw 2 episodes of it.
That's all they have right now. So you have to see The Mandalorian. Sorry, but I'm sure it's all over social media. Oh, baby! Everybody calls it Baby Yoda. Oh, he's so cute. I'm glad I watched it
because it's all over there.
And like
it's totally meme now.
When I was talking a couple weeks ago about like everybody talking about the spoiler at the end of it, I was like, when I got to that, I'm like, wait, that's it?
Yeah.
One of Yoda's species?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we know there's more.
Yeah.
Watch the prequel trilogy.
It's only the third one. Yeah.
So I mean, granted, they're not common in bars all over the place. But I'm just like, because they're making a huge deal. We want the asset. Werner Herzog is great in The Mandalorian, by the way. Yeah. We want the asset. We want it brought to us. Mandalorian.
The star of the thing right now is the guy that says the line over and over again. I have spoken.
Yeah.
He's the star.
Right now. And Baby Yoda. Nobody cares about The Mandalorian. It should be the Manda Yodelin. Or, I butchered that kind of audio joke, but that's all people care about.
Yes.
Now, granted, The Mandalorian's entertaining. It's pure Star Wars. People, it's the best thing that happened to Star Wars since Return of the Jedi. Wrong. Rogue One, Force Awakens, the Clone Wars TV show was really good. Rebels was really good. I haven't finished that series, but it's on Disney Plus. So hey, so there's been some good Star Wars, but I mean, Mandalorian hits the nostalgia notes because there's a lot of practical effects that we're seeing. We're seeing Jawas and Sandcrawl. It's doing the same thing The Force Awakens did.
It's a lot of fan service.
Yeah. Now, is it like cameos by Han Solo or something? Like, no, which is good because it's expanding the universe. That's why if it's a Yoda clone, I'm going to be pissed off because now you're making the universe smaller again. That's why, to me, Rogue One was amazing. Yeah. I put it in terms of Star Wars movies, Empire, Rogue One, for me.
Well, let's see how crazy IMDb's going
9.1. No. Yeah. It's not worth a 9.1.
Yeah, they say...
it's great, but it's not it's 2 episodes in.
Yep.
A 9.1, that is fans talk. That is not an unbiased... that is just...
The 3rd episode's out as we're recording this.
Oh, because it's Friday now because it's 2 a.m. By the time you're listening to this...
They gave it a 9.2, though. The people,
58 people did.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of hype on it right now. But I will tell you right now... No, I'm not talking shit about it. I can't wait to watch the next episode. But I would rather watch... If this was the 80s... and The Mandalorian came on at 8:30 on a Friday, and Watchmen came on at 8:30 on a Friday, I would watch Watchmen. Because it is that fucking good. And I'm saying, when I say good, I'm not talking Mandalorian good, if you get what I'm saying there. I'm talking good.
Right.
This show will be talked about for years to come in terms of how good it is. Now, do you need to have seen the movie or read the graphic novel? No, but if you have, first of all, you need to know, don't come in, I thought Dr. Manhattan did this. What are these squid things? Then you need to read the graphic novel. They have the motion comic on YouTube. You can watch it for free. But first of all, everybody should read the Watchmen comic because it is arguably the greatest comic book ever written. Bar none. Look up the greatest comics ever written list. Every single list will have at least 3 things on it. Mouse, Watchmen, and The Dark Knight Returns. Every single list, the one that I did had that on it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm special or I'm tagging along with these, but that's because those were the best goddamn stories that have been put to the print medium.
Yep.
To that medium. Of course, comics have come a long way. There are hundreds of great stories, thousands of great stories. But The Dark Knight and Watchmen changed comics much like how Blade Runner changed cinema, how the Marvel Cinematic Universe has changed cinema, how Disney has changed everything, how Twin Peaks changed television. All these catalysts that you have were all because of something. TV changed because of Twin Peaks, bar none, in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yep.
Twin Peaks set the stage for that kind of storytelling on TV. Fight me. Watchmen, Dark Knight Returns, same thing for comics. Blade Runner for movies. Citizen Kane for movies. I mean, there are all sorts of, there's these moments in history where things spark change whose repercussions are felt throughout the medium forever. Yeah. This is what inspired people that are doing things today for the most part. And you can tell the people that are working on Watchmen, they know their shit. Because I'm sitting there watching like, that's from the comic. And it's not like they're showing this thing clearly on camera. We're talking about a book on the shelf where you just see the first couple words. And like, that's the book from the show. Like, I'm looking at it because I'm watching, but I'm like, holy shit. Once you see a couple of things from the comic, you're like, that's direct from the comic, that's from the comic. Oh my God, all this stuff from the comic. It's a lot. But it's not the focus. The focus is, this is the world after the attack on New York from the end of the comic book. Mm-hmm. And you're not even in New York. The only there's only 2 characters from the original that are in there. I won't spoil who they are. You'll see them as you come across them. 3. At least that I've seen so far by episode 4.
Yeah.
But, first of all, Louis Gossett Jr., seeing him in something, like, I didn't even recognize him at first because he's so old. No disrespect to him, but I mean, it's just haven't seen Louis Gossett Jr. in forever.
This is strange. It has a 7.1 on IMDb, but the rating 10 is 27.9%.
That's because you got 14% of people. And again, this movie,
I'm giving it a 1. Yeah.
18 and younger. Ladies 18 and younger, a 1? Y'all the ones giving it a 1?
Wait, what's going on?
I'm looking at the rating by demographic.
4 people gave it a 1.
But they were all females under 18.
Correct.
Those are only ones that it shows on the breakdown. But I mean, there's 2,000, there are like 3,000 people that are giving it a 1.
Looks like the older folks are giving it the lower.
The boomers.
Yeah, the boomers.
No, and and not to get on that tangent because it's late and
the 18 to 29s do like it.
Yeah, that's because it's not millennials. That's because I'm in that 30 to 44. But because
you think like an 18 to 20.
Yeah, because I'm a Gen Xer. I'm not a goddamn baby boomer or millennial.
Yeah.
So but anyway, because I mean, if you watch the show is not. I mean, race is an issue because race is an issue in society today. If you're gonna rate, I see it all the time on Facebook, and it is boomers. So if you're a baby boomer listening, I'm not saying that you're saying this, but it's that demographic of people that, first of all, when a meme comes out and like the OK Boomer meme thing, which is hilarious and it's silly, I'm an old man too these days, But it's funny, but if you say OK Boomer to an actual boomer, that's disrespectful. Like, wow, calm down, snowflake.
Yeah.
Take a goddamn joke. But anyway, so I can see how older people won't like Watchmen because it's, first of all, older, those people that like, the people that before they say something that is extremely racist say, I'm not a racist, but.
Right.
That kind of thing. Like, and they're talking about red, in Watchmen it's called Redford Asians, because if you read the comic, you'd understand why that's the case.
Yeah.
And after reading about the Tulsa riots, yeah, something should be done for that because that's Nazi level shit.
It is.
There is no discussion. Now, that may, I have never felt bad about being a white person because I've always thought like, I'm not that person.
Right.
Reading about that made me sick to be an American white person. Like,
and the fact that not many people know about it.
Yeah. I mean, it literally is kind of just like, we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
It's like Scar talking to Simba. Everything the light touches is yours and great Simba. What's that about? Oh, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about the internment camps for Japanese Americans and the Tulsa race riots and, some of the other shit that, we do overseas.
Tulsa race riots are yours, Simba. I don't want it.
Absolutely horrific. But again, on a happier note, watch Yesterday if you're a Beatles fan. The music's good. It's well done, well directed. If you want to watch something that's good, that's interesting, you learn something from, you have to think. And what I love about Watchmen, at the end of every episode, Autumn's like, what the hell does that mean? And of course,
are you that way too?
No.
Okay.
I mean, she's like, I'm like, okay, I'm still processing it. Like, okay. And again, I've read the comic At like no, people are like, I've read it 50 times. I've read the comic at least front to back, including the Black Freighter and like the supplemental materials from different editions that get released at least 7 to 8 times. Mm-hmm. And it's it's not thin. It is heavy reading. It's not like you can blaze through it really quick. However, it demands you to read the image. As you can't just comics these days. I don't even I look at the panel. I can glance at the panel. That's all I need to know. In Watchmen, you have to examine the panel. You have to read the panel as much as you're reading the words. You have to think, why is it showing me this? It has recurring, just like a musical, it has recurring themes that come back and forth. And that was foreshadowed in issue 1 and I'm on issue 11. That shape, that color, etc., comes up and up. And the show is doing that too. So I'm watching the show and like, okay, this could be 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 this. And then I'm just trying to connect the pieces. Autumn's just like, oh my God, next episode. And this is a show, if they did release it, we would have binged it already. Yeah. Absolutely. The Mandalorian, I like the episodic stuff. I like how shows on streaming services release once a week. Mandalorian, that doesn't need to be released once a week. They could you could easily watch that. It's not.
I think it'd be an interesting thing if they did once a day. They just make it last like 2 weeks or so. Mm-hmm. Then it'd get people talk about it for 2 weeks long, constantly.
But that's exactly my point I'm getting to with how Watchmen's released once a week. Mandalorian's released once a week. Like Travis joked on my meme, like, the days of TV from 1997,
Right.
But in this day and age where we are overloaded with information and things flash in the pan, and then you forget about it till part 2 comes out. Everybody was talking about Joker 2 weeks ago. Nobody's talking about Joker now until the other day when rumors of Joker 2 confirmed. Yeah. All of a sudden everybody's talking. Again, that's what I'm saying. It hits the zeitgeist and it's gone. Hits it and gone. Staying power. Episodic TV shows like this, we have you don't need a week to talk about The Mandalorian. My text with my friend Perry, big Star Wars fan in the group. Dude, you see the episode? Yeah, it was great. I like this part. Yeah, that was cool. Done. The discussions me and my wife have had at Cowboy Chicken about Watchmen, I'm like, because if you've read the graphic novel, you're a little more trained in how to watch the show. Because these things that are not necessarily the focus are important.
Yeah.
They don't make or break the show. Because proof is in the pudding. Me and my wife like it just the same, and she likes it and has never even read the graphic novel. Before I left, I said, here, watch this. And I put on the motion comic on YouTube and came over here. I'm sure she fell asleep within 5 minutes.
Sure.
Because we were watching and she's like, so that's where they said that in the show. I'm like, that's why I said that. Well, that's why when we're watching the show, I was literally quoting it, having never seen this before.
Right.
They're quoting Rorschach. That's why. So, but nevertheless, first of all, if you haven't read the graphic novel, you should read Watchmen, bar none. Go order them. Get on your fucking phone that you're on right now, probably listening to this. Go to Amazon, order the nice hardcover edition so you can have a version that you can read and be in your family and pass down next to the family Bible for generations.
Yep.
Read Watchmen, watch Watchmen. It's on HBO, so you gotta have HBO. There's another, a lot of people, Game of Thrones over, I don't need this shit anymore. But also, I haven't watched it yet, but that's next on our list is The Righteous Gemstones with John Goodman, where they're like a preacher, and Kenny Powers, Danny McBride, where they're like a rich preacher family, something like that. Should be interesting. Along the lines of Vice Principals. But Watchmen is on HBO, so you got to have HBO to watch it. Or, matey, you can find some other ways. So there are ways to watch it. Don't get me wrong. But if you like deep, thought-provoking, beautifully visually stunning cinema on TV or shows, anything, whatever you want to call it, not to sound too high and yes, if you like the cinema artistique or blah blah blah, verite, blah blah. No, if you like good shit, watch Watchmen. It is the best TV show that is currently showing right now, bar none. They're on episode 5. I'm not sure what day episodes come out because we're like I said, we've had it in the queue for a while. We finished all the movies we had to watch, and then let's want to watch this. Let's watch it. So absolutely phenomenal. Do not miss it.
So you're saying it's pretty good.
It's all right.
Okay.
So, end of long tirade slash, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Watchmen.
Review.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Haven't played any games.
Trey reviews The Watchmen and Mandalorian.
There you go.
That's the YouTube video.
That'll work. Haven't played any games. So, I'm still on the second mission of Death Stranding. I haven't even gotten past that because I haven't picked up my PlayStation controller in a week.
I'm playing the Tomb Raider game from 2015.
Wait, was that just Tomb Raider? Like the first
It's called
one?
like Rise of the something.
Rise, yeah. Well, there was
Snowy.
just... Okay, okay. That was the one before the... Because there was...
Before the one in 2018, which is Shadow of something.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to get the name of it.
Yeah.
That one, I think, probably was my favorite. The Rise of the Tomb Raider. Whereas, like, you go to the different environments. Like, they have a snowy area. They have a...
Yeah, it's Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you-
Really? I think it's pretty good. But it's just been in my life so long that I'm tired of it. I just want it to be done.
Well, that was a
I've been playing
game-
it since like 2017 or something.
Oh, wow. You need to finish that shit.
I've been taking my time.
Like, in the last one, Shadow, like, I didn't care so much to, like, find all the stuff on the map.
Right.
Whereas in Rise, I found, like, everything. Like, not 100%. There was, like, a one tomb or something I didn't do where I can't remember. There's, like, a couple of things I didn't do. Like, very
I do like
few
the
little
puzzly
things.
stuff.
Yeah, but
I've been playing Tomb Raider since part 2, so...
But what I liked about Rise was, especially as opposed to Shadow, which was the last one, was Rise had more combat. Shadow had, like... It seems like I didn't hardly do any combat at all in that game.
Oh, wow.
So, it was still great. And that trilogy is better than Uncharted to me.
Whoa.
Like, again, we've had this discussion before.
Yeah.
Uncharted 2, better than any of the Tomb Raiders.
Sure, yeah.
However, didn't like 3. 4, I'm like, God, in this fucking game. No, don't go back and tell another story about you and your brother. Oh my God. They were like, you know.
Wow.
That's, the Tomb Raider games, 12 hours, maybe. Uncharted, 20.
I have over 230 hours played in the Tomb Raider game.
Well, let me rephrase my statement just for clarity. Like, you can beat it.
But I think I left it sitting for days
Like,
or something.
if you don't like Tomb Raider, if you just want to finish it, you can get through it pretty quick.
227 hours of playtime. That's slightly skewed by probably leaving
it
the
on.
computer on. I have it on Steam, so.
But I mean, all like the last Uncharted, the one with him and his brother with all the flashbacks, I was like, just pray, like, I'm gonna finish. Like, I want this game to end, like, because it was so much.
That's in here too. Oh wow! I mean,
But I mean, like,
to a lesser
long ass areas of that, and then talking to your brother, and I thought I was on a rail the whole time in that Uncharted 4, I guess it was, whatever one that was. I didn't. Whereas on 2, you were on rails, like, you know, but I still felt like everything was just like, oh shit, like I was in a movie that entire game.
Yeah.
Never stopped. Perfect pace. 3, I'm like, not as good as 2, and then 4 just like.
Wow.
Did not like any of them other than 2.
What a review.
And I know I'm in a minority there, but every Tomb Raider game I had a blast playing of the recent ones.
This one, the first one in 2013, I really enjoyed that one.
Story was the best in that one. Like,
I thought everything was really good. Like, I remember so much of it, like almost cinematic like that.
Yeah.
This one, because it's been in my life for so long, I think is the issue here. I don't think it jumps around a story too much, which is probably a good thing. Although I do like a game with story, but in this one, the writing sucks. That's one main issue I have.
Is this one with Jonah, where you're constantly talking to him, or is that might be Shadow?
I don't recognize it, Jonah.
It's Shadow. This one doesn't start when you're on the mountain, right? Rise.
You're in the mountains. Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Rise starts, I think, when you're like rock climbing.
This is the Atlas and stuff like that. Like,
yeah. I'm thinking of the Shadow starts where you're on a mountain, like a.
You're talking to a guy named Jacob.
Was it Jacob? What did I
and
say?
This one, you said Jonah.
Maybe it was. No, it is Jonah in Rise. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry.
Shadow.
Just like,
Rise,
Jonah.
It's
Jonah.
Jacob. Yeah, he's part of the village people, but.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think from what I remember, Rise, I had the most fun playing of all of that trilogy. But yeah, I would play any of those over any of the other than Uncharted 2, Rise, Tomb Raider, Shadow, every other Uncharted. I don't just put 4 last.
Right.
Again, I know our friend Ben in Tasmania loved them. Just not.
I really like the Uncharted's.
Just too
But I know
long
they
for
all
me.
came. They wouldn't exist without Tomb Raider. So
Absolutely. Well, then this Tomb Raider though wouldn't exist without Uncharted.
yeah, exactly.
And honestly, I think the reason I like these better than the other ones is because these are more like Uncharted 2. Mm-hmm. And the Uncharted 2 was like, this is the greatest game I've ever played.
Yeah.
Like, that was the bar for me for action games. And 3 or 4 never met that, but Tomb Raider and the other one, like, day one purchase. I've never got a Tomb Raider until the ones they had right before they kind of rebooted it with just Tomb Raider and made it like, Laura Begins.
Yeah.
Those like 2 or 3 before that was when I really got into Tomb Raider. Because I played it on PlayStation, but I always like rented it or borrowed it. I never like owned it. So I was familiar with it, but never like, cool. But on those games, like Angel of Darkness and the one before that, were the 2 that I really kind of cut my teeth on that game.
Underworld or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And those are really good.
So I didn't play any of those.
But, I mean, these are
I went from part 3 to the reboot.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm used to the old one of her being like
yeah.
very
hard angled.
Yeah. And I've been playing Witch It as well, which is a nice little pass the time game. It's really based on in Counter-Strike there's this game mode where it's hide and seek basically, but you turn into an object that's in the level. So you get like 20 seconds to run out and you become one of the objects in the level, like a bookshelf or whatever. And the other guys have to go around and shooting things trying to find you. Well,
Yeah,
Witch
like-
It...
Do you have a limited number of bullets or anything, or you could just literally shoot everything?
I think what it is whenever you shoot and you don't hit someone, you get hurt. So you're paying with your life. But if you hit the person, you don't pay with their life. Which it's completely different in that regard. It's simply a hide and seek game, but each team has different powers to help find them. And the witches, they fly away. They can fly and stuff, and they get 20 seconds to turn into one of the objects in the level. And then the hunters use like different things, like they have like a chicken that can scream if like they're nearby, like almost like a watchdog. And they have other things that turn off the witch's magic, and it's pretty balanced, I would say. And it's a silly fun time that lasts like 3 minutes, so you can jump in, jump out, fun little game.
What's that Goose Game you mentioned? Is it just called Goose Game?
Untitled Goose Game.
Okay, that's coming to the Switch, and I saw I was like, okay, I remember y'all talking about it.
Yeah, Melissa's playing that on PC. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing, I think.
Well, if I didn't have a child, I would be playing Death Stranding.
If I didn't have a van, I'd be playing Death Stranding. I'm converting a van. If anyone knows anything about converting a van into a camper, hit me up. 80srevisit@gmail.com. But yeah.
Yep. Pretty much this is my console of choice right now.
Yeah, I'm playing the same games I've always been playing, which is like...
I'm constantly looking for like fun phone games that don't require a constant internet connection or
right.
Like subscription or like, if you want to be good, you have to have money. So,
yeah. Now, I haven't been playing any games that require money. At least, once they get overboard, they're out. But yeah, I'll spend a lot of time on Reddit. Just looking around.
I mean, honestly, because I put my daughter to sleep every night, so there's just there's very few games.
That's a night you want.
Yeah. Well, I did tonight right before I came over here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's why you start late.
Yep. I mean, the only game I play on my phone consistently is pretty much Fire Emblem Heroes and Marvel Future Fight. But I do spend money on Marvel Future Fight because I'm so invested in it.
Oh.
But I mean, like $5 or here and there for...
It's like a subscription.
They do have subscriptions in it, but it's only for like, I love this character, I want them. But honestly, the game... it has over 200 characters right now. Wow. And it's mainly like... half of it autoplays half the time, so I'm not even playing as them. But it's just more so like, I like the idea of building... I'm in-game in it. Yeah. So I mean, that's... that's the biggest thing that people who played it for long enough, we need in-game content. Yeah. Because it's, the daily stuff is just monotonous just to get materials to further level up your character. So it's like, that's where the game's lacking. But every damn update, they just come out with Apocalypse. So it's like, I gotta have fucking Apocalypse. I want to play with Apocalypse. So. Right. All right, let me if you play the game, he's been out, but he came out in the Age of Apocalypse outfit, uniform. But now the new update made him more powerful. and he has like his classic look. So it's the classic blue and gray, and Apocalypse, and they constantly update it, which is great. But they're mainly just adding characters. But it's getting to the point where they're adding characters and they're all paywall. So it's like
they're getting the money while they can.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. But that company, Netmarble, also recently did a King of Fighters game. But it's very, the menus are very busy, like most handheld games or phone games. But anyway, but it's more of a side-scroller beat 'em up, which it's really fun to play, but it's super convoluted. So I'm hoping that when they ever do part 2 of this, or if they just adapt this existing one to it, this is what they just announced. Like they added Gorilla Man and some lame-ass characters. Not Domino. She's been in the game. They gave her a new uniform. And I swear to God, they need to get people like us to do their little hosting things, because these two people are the biggest duds. Like, oh yeah, I think we're gonna do this, and poor girl. I feel sorry for her. Tries to make a joke, and it's just
duds.
No, of course you're watching it on a stream, so there's not a studio on, so nobody's laughing anyway. But if you were saying this into a room full of people, the result would be the same.
Right.
And it's you gotta when you have people showing your game on a live stream for your game, or even just your community manager, whatever, they need to have a personality.
Yeah,
they can lure people to your game by just being approachable and having a fun stream. And theirs are just so you watch it just to see what the updates are gonna be for the characters, and then it's just but they just take forever. So I don't even watch them. I just because everybody on YouTube does their. Not everybody, but the people that cover the game on YouTube and Twitch and all that stuff, they just eventually go on their channel. The next, tomorrow morning, I'll just watch the 5-minute video. Okay, this is what they're hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is what we're doing today. Today we're talking about sit, blah 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 blah, describe blah blah. Okay, here's the change. Dot 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 dot. Concise instead of a hour long live stream. I ain't gotta worry about that shit.
Yeah,
you're people
give
watch
me a
this
reason
to see
to watch. Yeah.
Exactly. You give me a reason to be bored.
Yeah.
It should not feel like a chore to watch something that you're using to promote something, especially if it's something that people are interested in. I want to know this stuff, but I want to watch this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, they're the link to the information.
Yeah, and that link
makes you it's not worth it.
It's like watching a movie with, oh, this is a good plot, but these actors suck. But even if the plot's bad and you have good actors.
This reminds me of Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Similar, yeah. It plays. It's isometric like that, but you have one you have a team of 3, but you only play as one character at a time.
How often do you play it with you doing the stuff?
There's certain modes
where you have to do
it. The PvP. I don't care about my PvP rank, but I want to get the rewards for participating. So on that, I just let it auto. I don't care because again, I'm at end game. I don't need to be number 1 in PvP.
Right.
I need those materials. So I can get these upgrades, etc., etc. But this looks like a world boss mode where you have to play, which that's kind of the only real in-game content they have for the most part. To where it's you got to structure your team right, you got to build your characters right to be able to fight these bosses at high enough levels. He's only at stage 1. They go up to 99. I haven't been able to crack anything over 42. I could, but I don't want to. I'm the kind of person, and we talked about our Magic playing styles. I like to have a well-rounded roster.
Yeah.
Roster. Thank you. I was waiting. I was there's one version of that word I'm not thinking of right now, and I'm looking really stupid trying to say it.
It's 2:40 a.m. here, folks.
Yep. And I got to get up in 3 hours. So
roster.
Yeah. That's the exact word I was looking for. Thank you. So as opposed to really making there's a meta in the game. So instead of focusing all my in-game items and time on those 10 characters. I like to bring this character because I like this character. I like to play as this character in modes that don't require me to be godlike.
Yeah,
doing that. So that's where my enjoyment of the game comes from. Is built the personal goals I set for myself. I want to get every character to tier 2. I want to get all the Inhumans leveled up to this or whatever. So I basically get where I'm at in the game. All I have is when the new characters come out to build them up. But the game, it's a mobile game, so they want to keep your attention. So they get new characters come out every month, which is why they're bringing out characters now like Gorilla Man and Slapstick instead of Omega Red or Professor X or.
Well, there's still room then.
Exactly. I mean, there's thousands of characters they can do, but they just like a lot of the time people are just scratching their head with some of the characters they add to the game. Like nobody wanted these characters.
No one. They don't have to pay much for them.
Well, that and it's just like, they'll rig them in to be like one of them will be paywall, one of them will be this kind of paywall, but they'll make them super OG or elite or whatever, and it's just like it don't matter. At this point, there's so many characters in the game. You don't necessarily. There's only like one or two characters you really like. If you want to be competitive or like you have like Jean Grey, you have to have Jean Grey. She's a bitch to get. Once you unlock her, she's one of the best. She's always been one of the best. They recently updated Quicksilver. Quicksilver's really good. But there's other characters who you don't necessarily need Quicksilver. You should get him, but you don't like need him. Because again, there's such a pool to choose from. But again, there's still like you need Thanos, you need Jean Grey, you need. They have a couple of original characters that are really good. But I mean,
original.
Like they're in the comics now, but they made them for the game.
Oh wow!
It's a South Korean developed game.
Okay.
And there's a big there's a group of comics where they're called Agents of Atlas. That's a current run in Marvel where they're bringing like it's Asian characters. That's the Asian character team.
Okay.
So which is cool because you're seeing characters you don't normally see before, but they took some of the original characters from this game and brought them into the comic universe where they were originally created just specifically for the game, which is cool. I'm all about that. But I mean, when you give your original characters that you created for your game to where they're more powerful than Thanos, and her powers are just ice, that doesn't make any sense. I see what you're doing there, and that's really, just go ahead and stroke it a little harder. Yes, my characters are God. But I mean, it's fun. There's stuff I can. Unfortunately, you have to have an internet connection. So it's like when I go on a plane or anything like that, it's like I cannot play it.
All right.
That's the games I'm looking for. I don't want a game that I got to connect to the internet on my phone to play. That should, connect for an update or connect for something, but not to just play the damn game.
Yeah.
So I'm still just leveling up my characters in Final Fantasy 3. And then unfortunately, when I changed phones, my Final Fantasy Tactics save file didn't transfer over. So I was just like, I don't know if I want to do that again. But Fire Emblem Heroes is a good substitute for that. And, it had, like, you can buy. The thing I hate about mobile games is the RNG and, like, everything. Mm-hmm. Like, there's 800 characters in this game. Wow. Out of those 800, these 4 are my favorite characters. I have a 4 in 800 chance of getting those characters. Yep.
1 in 2.
How about pay I would pay $5 in those kind of games. Like, okay, you pay $5, you can pick any few characters you want. So you can pick your favorites to start with.
Right.
One-time purchase, $5, or, whatever it is. If it's a game I'm interested in, free, all these games, like, they're all free, quote unquote, but then the money hits, and that's how they're making their money, way more than they would make if they just sold you the game. But for mobile games, if it's a game, like, I'll if it's free, I'll play it for a few, like, okay, I'm fine with investing in this game a little bit. Here's $5. And it goes from there. Like, I probably spent about $50 on this game. Maybe, honestly, probably more than that, because I've been playing this game for since the day it launched.
Very long time, yeah.
Since this game launched, I've been playing it. So honestly,
I remember you playing this.
I probably spent maybe $100, honestly, because I want to say it's probably 3 years old.
Wow.
I probably dropped $100 on this game over the course of 3 years, but I'm still playing it.
That's 3 years, yeah.
Well, it's a mobile game, you stupid. No, I'm playing it. Like, I'm getting enjoyment out of it. Fire Emblem Heroes, the problem with that game is that you get orbs, and that's how you summon new characters. But it's all completely random. If you need a green character, because you only have 4 green characters, and when that's a bad example. Like, but let's say you really like Marth or Roy, you can't just pick them. You can just summon their color and hope that you get them. And hope that you get them at 5-star. Because if you get them at 4-star, it's one of those games. Oh, I got him at 4-star. Yeah, he's weak as fuck. I need to get another 4-star, or you got to get other things to rank. I hate that shit.
I hate that too.
I don't mind having to like farm, or like or like if your paywall is like pay $50 or pay this price and you get all these materials, a shortcut or something like that. But I hate that's why one reason I like Marvel Future Fight is that I like this character. I know exactly how to get them. So, I like Jean Grey. Okay, I got to get these I got to unlock these characters. I got to get them to this level, and then I get Jean Grey for free. Done. I will put the time in. I'll do it. Oh, they just released this character. They're part of the $10 a month subscription thing. which is fine because if you're smart and you play Marvel Future Fight, you don't get that every month. You wait till there's 4 or 5 characters that are on the bio subscription, as they call it. Then you pay $10 and I get all 5 of those characters. Because they do biometrics, which is, I hate that, but it it's the way the game does it. So like, every day you get 20 biometrics for $10 a month. So, okay, I'll get biometrics for this character, this character, this character. So now I have them all unlocked. But to level them up at certain levels, you have to have more biometrics. But they give you rank up tickets that you get from events and all that. So I've stockpiled so much that, instead of paying $10 a month, I paid maybe $10 every 4 or 5 months over 3 years. But I have all the characters. Are they all at their highest level? No, because I don't have I'm not spending $10 a month to get all these biometrics. But they give you enough, to where if you want to invest a little bit, you could still be competitive.
Yeah.
Now, to some people, competitive means having every character maxed out. Well, then you're going to be spending some money because it's engineered in the game that these resources only drop at such a rate that you can't have every character maxed out.
Yeah.
Or at the highest possible, which I like that because I'm having to pick, like, do I want to get Quicksilver to tier 3? Do I want to wait to see who they're going to tier 3 next, which are tier 3 in Apocalypse? I like Apocalypse better than Quicksilver. I'd rather tier 3 Apocalypse. Is it the smart move? I don't know.
It's the fun move.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with my game, And it's the type of game that you are not going to be, number one at it unless you spend money. But with minimal investment, you can have a blast with it. And that's the kind of game I look for. And it doesn't hurt that it's themed to Marvel and everything. So, I mean, there's some random, like, there you go, there's Gorilla Man. Never thought I'd see him in a game. Never thought I'd see him in this game. But he's in it.
Gorilla Man.
So hopefully he's awesome. But we'll find out when the update drops next week. But so if you have any recommendations for good free mobile games, or even if they cost like $5 or something, but good mobile games that, if I'm on a plane or I'm somewhere where I don't have internet, I can still play them. That's what I'm looking for. Everything from just something to waste, I still play Wordscapes. You showed me that one like a long time ago.
What level are you on?
140. I dropped it for a long time and I just picked it up again recently. 143.
I'm on level 1,288.
You never stop playing.
I have 60,000 brilliance. Yeah, I haven't stopped.
But I got to a while, like I was literally playing it like every day, like in the tub, like
I do the dailies.
I used to do those every day, but then, like I said, I just kind of stopped playing it. But now because I'm looking for games that don't like your internet connection is too slow. Like,
does this one require it?
I'm pretty sure it does. Like, it has to connect to the server.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because they're worried. I think it's a kind of game where they're worried about cheaters. Like hacking their accounts or stuff like that, which, okay, that's fine, but there's, there should be offline modes. Or, it's technology is at the point to where I can play it right now on my phone, close my phone out, pick up my iPad, open it on my iPad, and it's, it's right where I left off. But, like, you can fact check it, I think they care too much about that kind of shit to where it hinders the convenience of stuff. So this has been Mobile Phone Game Rant at the end of Ladies Revisited, and you got an extra 30 minutes out of me on a weeknight.
Yeah.
We're approaching 3 a.m., so I'm going to sign off because my throat is hurting from talking so much. So until next time, everybody, when we begin round 1 of round 2, phase 1 of round 2, I remain Trey Harris. Oh, sorry. Don't forget, check out iHeartBoard Games on Twitch. Melissa sings on Twitch, the Something Something Podcast Network, and Ben, I know you listen, so as you get your wrestling career, give us a Facebook page to like or something, so I know what I can direct people to get you some support over here in the States and all that fun stuff. And email us 80svisit@gmail.com, 80s_visited on Instagram, and on Twitch it's
twitch.tv/80srevisited.
There you go. So until next time, finally, I remain Trey Harris.
Jesse Sedgley.
Cowabunga! Go to bed.